What is up, guys? This is John, aka Pokemon, coach of the New Orleans Pelippers, bringing you guys my Week 2 match of the 6th season of the GBA against George, coach of the San Francisco Arcaniners. Please go check him out if you don't know who he is already. He's one of my best friends on YouTube, and he's an incredible Draft League battler. The best, in my opinion, out there, and everyone else will agree that he's one of the better ones, especially in the GBA. The man was number 2 in his first season. He's already gotten 1 win this season, and we hope to make him 1-1 after this. George is actually in my division, which is incredibly stacked this season. We have George, we just have Mana, who replaced Gubbs, and Gubbs was incredible, and now we have Mana, who's coming off of, I'm pretty sure, an undefeated season in the league. And we also have Tom, my old rival. He's back in the division. I get to play all of them twice. Last time I saw Tom, he was in the playoffs doing great. Tom is a great battler. So we have 4 players who are regularly in the playoffs in whatever league they play in. So we got to get a win. We got to get a lot of division wins. It starts here, and if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And I feel like I can show that I really am one of the better battlers here, if not, maybe the best. But I don't want to ever say that about myself. I got to prove that before anyone should be saying anything of the sort. It started last week beating Sam in an awesome battler, and now Week 2, time to see if we can beat George. Now, I do play him again, so I'm not going to go as in-depth with all of my sets, as who knows if I'm going to bring the same Mons, or if I'm going to bring any of the same sets, EVs, moves, all of that stuff. Big reason I don't do team builders, I don't really want people to have a way to see all of my stuff, especially with more front offices. It gets more people an ability to just look through all the things I've put out. I don't like that, so quick overview. Lead Landorus, we do have some attack investment. U-turn to smack some things. We got some Earthquake to smack some things. Hard still. And then we got some Stealth Rocks. The Stealth Rocks are going to be huge, especially for the Mega Beedrill. This is my #1 way of dealing with the Mega Beedrill, which really can't do much to me. He might have HB Ice. I don't expect him to have HB Ice. So I feel pretty good about this. I'm going to lead with it regardless of what he does, and we'll see what happens from there. Next, Mega Lopunny. The only difference with this one is I decided to go with Quick Attack or Facade. George loves to bring Toxic Spikes, and I really thought I was going to bring Toxic Spikes, but after I was building my team, I decided I'm going to put Quick Attack over Facade, as he's going to be worried about Facade. I know he likes to bring Toxic Spikes, and Facade's going to destroy both of his walls, which we see he brought both of them in Melodic and Latios, and I'm pretty sure I'd be able to 2-shot those fairly easily with a boosted Facade, and once those are gone, it gets scary. So I just didn't think he would want to do that. Regardless, that's what we see. We put Quick Attack on there so we can hit the Mega Beedrill, which will be nice. I think it does a little over half, and it's going to be great on things like the Infernape and Scarfed Gardevoir. If he does bring Scarfed Gardevoir, I see the Gardevoir. I don't know any other set that would actually do much to my team, so I'm expecting that. We did bring AV Reuniclus again. People love to give me a hard time, but this set is the best thing I have to deal with Infernape. I'm expecting mixed Infernape, because I don't know if it'll be physical or special, so I'm going to be ready for mixed. It does a lot of damage to most of my walls, and this Reuniclus should be able to handle it pretty easily, scare him out, or just OHKO him if he's crazy enough to stay in. Next is Assault Vest to Scavalier, which actually is a really nice matchup on him. Drill Run to smack that trapping Magneton, and to hit the Infernape knockoff to get rid of the Rocky Helmet, whether or not he put it on the Melodic or the Latios. And then Mega Horn's just going to do a ton of damage to things. And also Pursue if I want to say, Latios, I don't like you, get back here, or any of the other Mons. So that is nice. Heal Belling Granbull with 3 attacks. It's more of an offensive, but I did want Heal Bell, and this should be able to stop the Latios in its tracks. And it's going to really put a lot of pressure on him, as I can deal a lot of damage. Actually, yeah, no, I can do a lot of damage to a lot of his things. I do have to play pretty safe with this thing, but I am happy that I brought Granbull. Just more of something I have to be really, really careful about. And the last Mon is Gale the Snail. Now, Gale, really hard for his team to break. The #1 way he's going to break it is Grass Knot on the Infernape. So hopefully I can bring down that Infernape pretty easily, and the Reuniclus is going to be huge for dealing with the Infernape. Otherwise, I'm going to probably lose Gale the Snail. But if I get rid of the Infernape, Gale the Snail is going to just hurt him. Well, there is also Energy Ball on the just the regular Gardevoir, but we'll see. I'll just be careful with that. I think I'll be able to make the right prediction, especially if a Scavalier is around. Regardless, I'm going to get right into the match. I already told you what my lead is, so Landorus is happening no matter what he decides to do, and he actually is going to lead off with his Mega Beedrill. Now, I expect him to switch into Latios. George loves to make big predictions, and I felt like me going for Stealth Rocks on the Protect was way too obvious, but he does want to get his Mega up, which does make sense, but I don't know, I didn't expect him to want to let me get Rocks up. That's just going to hurt his Mega Beedrill too much, and that's such a big threat to my team. It is what happens. I go for the U-turn, and the cool thing this does, it kind of forces him not to go into his Latios, because if he goes to his Latios on a U-turn, I'm going to do a lot of damage to him. That's not a good way to start a match, and this time I will be able to go for the Stealth Rocks, predicting him to go into Melodic. So, that is exactly what happens. Happy that after making a misplay, or at least just predicting wrong, I was able to predict a little bit right here, get my Rocks up. The Beedrill is out. He's not going to be able to instantly defog him. And I'm going to switch out because I know George is someone who would actually run a Scarf Melodic offensive set. I'm going to go straight into my Reuniclus. I don't want to go into Gastron in case he predicts and go for like HP Grass. But after seeing the Dragon Tail, I know this is more defensive. Obviously, well, not obviously. Now we will see what item it has, and that will be very obvious that it is a defensive Melodic, as this Fake Out will show that he is not the Rocky Helmet set that I was actually kind of predicting. Instead, he is Leftovers. So, future John, please knock off the Leftovers, because Melodic is awful. This is like the third season in a row I'm going to have to play Melodic two times in the season. And Melodic always is just so hard for my teams. I hate going against it. It always destroys me. God damn it, I hate Melodic so much. Damn it. Regardless. Beyond the mini rant, just going to go into Gale the Snail. Don't want anything else taking a Scald. Obviously, he's not going to be able to hurt me. And now I'm going to predict him to go into the Gardevoir, or go into the Latios, which I really wouldn't be able to touch. Either way, or just stay in. There was a few thoughts. It was either he's going to stay in or he's going to go into two things I can't touch. I can't touch this thing because of Storm Drain. I could have tried going for the Toxic, but I do like the Melodic having full sleep turns. So rather than letting him use one of those up and me just waste a Toxic, I'm going to switch out and go into this guy, which I know I can knock off. Works out even better because he's not going to stay in with Gardevoir. That's a win condition. The way he switched it out, pretty sure that is Choice Scarf. Sorry I'm speaking so fast, trying to catch up. And I will be able to knock off the Leftovers as I really wanted. So I was able to bait him to bring in the Melodic again, which is great. He is going to bring in the Magneton. I see that coming a mile away. And I am going to switch out and just go into my Reuniclus. Obviously, going into my Gastrodon would have been really nice against these guys, but I will be able to put more offensive pressure on him with the Reuniclus, which is something I really like. And I don't know if he has HP Grass on there. You know, he could just not have HP Grass instead of HP Fire to try and catch me off guard. I don't really know. And here he makes a balls-tastic prediction. I wanted to go for HP Fire to hit the Magneton, but instead he goes into the Beedrill. I'm just going to go for Shadow Ball, expecting him to go into the Latios. He doesn't lose his Beedrill like I'm pretty confident he would have with an HP Fire, and now he will be able to get up his Toxic Spike. So that was a really good play on George's part, incredibly risky, and Toxic Spikes are up, but I will be able to take out the Mega Beedrill. So it's really risky play with this Mega Beedrill. The Toxic Spikes are up, that is going to hurt, it's unfortunate. I did prepare for Toxic Spikes. I didn't bring a Defogger, as I just didn't think it would fit the team, but the team shouldn't get hurt too badly by them, and I knew it was a really good chance he'd bring them. And here he does bring in the Infernape. Infernape's going to be scary. It's time to find out what kind of set this thing is. It does have a good chance of getting a kill, as long as Blobby isn't at full health, which it's at. So I'm very confident I'll be able to take the hit and force him out, which is fantastic. He goes for the Fire Blast, and that does too much crit. Damn it. So we actually have to pause. So as you see here, so I said earlier, Reuniclus is going to be my main switch for Infernape. I can do with the physical or special set, whatever he wants to go for. I can take the, you know, the offensive U-turns, I can take the Life Orb Fire Blast, specs, all that crazy stuff. But because of that crit, actually, I'll let it go a little bit more, as you will see where Poison brings me. I can't make any risky maneuvers with Reuniclus. So, I am forced to now switch into my Gastrodon. It's the only way I know there's a chance I won't lose him on. The Grass Knot is super obvious, but I can't leave in Reuniclus, so I'm pretty confident he might just go for the Grass Knot. And my number one switch into Infernape is very hurt, and I need to do my best to try to heal it up later, as this thing's really good against his team in general. So, because of the crit, I'm going to have to switch into my Gastrodon, and here, he's just going to go over the Fire Blast. And I don't have enough confidence that to switch into anything else, because if I make the wrong switch, Fire Blast will kill a Scavalier. It might kill the Grand Bull, or it will bring it down to a point where it's not useful. I can't switch in the Landorus. I can't switch in the Mega Lopunny. So while I know there's a incredibly huge chance that he could kill me with Grass Knot, I also did a calc, and I know there's a chance I might live the Grass Knot. It's like kind of, I don't know exactly what his EV spread was. There was still a chance. I decided to take that risk. Getting a lot of damage on the Infernape would be great, and it's better to go for this risk than try to predict and maybe lose another Mon. So we lose the Gastrodon. The crit was very unfortunate. Got to bounce back. Just going to go into the Mega Lopunny. I know if I go for a Fake Out, it's going to bring him all the way down, and he might stay in and try to just go for a Mach Punch here. I don't expect him to, but there's a chance. And it also lets me scout out the Latios if he does want to switch into the Latios. And if you want to switch in the Melodic, it's more damage on the Melodic. So I felt like I was in a pretty much of a win-win. He does show the Rocky Helmet there, so I will have to be careful. Another mental note to future John, knock off that Rocky Helmet, please. That will be very frustrating for the game. So it's time to switch into Blobby. Seeing the Rocky Helmet, I'm very confident he won't be able to hurt me, and I'm pretty sure he's actually going to recover here. And here I feel like I have a really good chance that if he goes for Dragon Pulse, he'll bring me down and I can go for Endeavor. Instead, he's actually going to switch. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do like half damage to whatever he wants to switch in. And even then, I'll be able to switch out and have more health than I had when I switched in. So that is very nice. I will be able to take hits. Won't be able to take Fire Blast from Infernape pretty well, but I will be able to take hits from pretty much everything else after I switch out. Getting the damage on the Magneton is great, but now that Gale is done, Gale Snail is gone, we have to switch into Scavalier. I know he's just going to go for the Flash Cannon. I was really confident he would. The prediction paid off, and I know I can kill him with a Drill Run if he goes for HP Fire. Instead, he goes for the Magnet Rise, which I want to say that this should be one of the plays of the week. It was a fantastic play. I didn't really think of it that much this week. It was really great on his part, but because he had Magnet Rise rather than the HP Fire, he's not going to be able to kill me. Either way of what he does, if he brings HP Fire or he just brings the Magnet Rise, he brings me all the way down, and I think HP Fire would have done more. So he did trap me and make my Escavalier not that useful, but he does still lose the Magneton. So it was a really cool thing. It didn't work out. I was really happy for that Endeavor. Allows the Scavalier to pick up a good kill, and he actually brings in the Latios, which I was a little confused with. He shows a Reflect type, why he would do that. That makes a lot of sense now, but I will be able to get rid of the Rocky Helmet, so it made sense, but it didn't make sense. I feel like he should have just gone into Infernape and tried to grab a kill. I actually think he might have just gotten a kill regardless if he had done that. So I will be able to get rid of the Rocky Helmet here and go for the Mega Horn. I was actually, at first I thought Reflect type meant that he reflected my knockoff type, but that's silly. He is now just Steel. Bug, I know he can't really hurt my Granbull. I have Fire Punch, so there's a chance I'll be able to really kill him here, which would be really, really nice. So I'm going to switch to my Granbull as he goes for the Dragon Pulse. I do also have Heal Bell, so he probably thinks he can 1v1 me, and I can't really hurt him. But actually, instead, I can Heal Bell, and it's the opposite. I can 1v1 him. He can't actually hurt me at all, which is fantastic. So I do Fire Punch. He makes the great play just going for the Reflect type. To ensure that I don't just kill him one shot, or just one-shot him from there. And this turn, I'm just going to go for the Heal Bell to get rid of the poison on my Granbull, as Granbull's in a really good spot and actually has a chance to potentially take out one of his Pokemon. So he's going to recover, I'm going to go for Heal Bell, and now I know he's going to switch out. I know there's no way he's going to stay in, so I'm going to go for the Earthquake. I wanted to catch his Infernape, and I didn't want to miss Play Rough. You know, that would be the worst thing. If I miss Play Rough, he gains all the momentum. I know it's a 90% accurate move, so it's probably not going to happen, but just to be sure, go for Earthquake. His Melodic's asleep and has 2 turns left, and I'm pretty sure from the range it's at, I will be able to take it down. So he brings in the Melodic, which is great. Stealth Rock's damage, I'm going to go for Earthquake. That's going to do a decent amount of damage. Obviously, he does have the Marvel Scale when he's asleep, and it is a lot more than I think. I see the crit, and I'm like, okay, that's really nice. I think a Play Rough, and then a Play Rough or an Earthquake will kill. So as long as he doesn't get Scald, which is a third of a chance, and get the Burn, which is another third of a chance, so a very small chance he will get the Scald here and kill, or just burn me and hurt me that way, I'll be fine. I go for the Play Rough, and I miss. Now, this is really unfortunate, but there's a chance that the next Play Rough will kill. I'm actually really confident the next Play Rough will kill. So, you can't get burned with Scald. He's going over the Sleep Talk. Let's see what he gets. He gets the Dragon Tail. Thank you. Okay, he didn't get what he wanted. I go for the Play Rough. And he lives with a sliver! He lives with probably one. Oh god, if I watched at that point in George's video, gonna be very sad to see how much HP he had left. I don't know if that was a min or a max. Now, I do want to take a moment to talk about this. I don't usually pause during a GBA battle, but these subtle things that are happening actually ended up being really important. And here, I gotta say what's going on. So getting the Earthquake crit was nice. It was really helpful, but the miss was devastating. If I just hit the first play rough, I can go for, let's pretend the crit didn't happen. Earthquake, play rough, Earthquake kills him. I'm pretty confident. If I somehow messed up that math, I guess I'm dumb, but I'm 100% sure that would kill. Let's get rid of the crit, get rid of my miss. I kill his Melodic, and he no longer has the Melodic. He has 3 Mons left. I have full health Granbull, Death Fodder Scavalier, half health Reuniclus, half health Landorus, and a Mega Lopunny. Instead, I don't kill this Melodic. I can't outspeed, so he's going to be able to rest. I'm going to be forced to switch into my Reuniclus here, as endeavoring him down is the only really good way I have of beating this Melodic anymore. I need to get rid of this Melodic if I have any chance of beating him. He's going to wake up, make the easy prediction with a Scald, knowing I'm probably not going to stay and hit him, and get even more damage off on my Reuniclus. So, I know he's going to rest up this turn, but I can go for the Endeavor as I'm going to be brought down really low, and that's going to be great. So, actually, this turn I do go for the Psyshock in case he wants to go for another move and he's just ready to let his Melodic die. So I get some damage off, the Toxic's going to bring me down, and at this point I'm going to go for the Endeavor. If he doesn't get the Scald on the Sleep Talk, I still have my Reuniclus, but, he's gone for it 3 times. I can't be mad that he gets it this time. He deserves to get it one of the 3 times. He does bring me down. I'll be able to Endeavor down to when I will be able to kill him. I will lose my Reuniclus, and now because of that miss, rather than it being 5-3 in my favor, it's going to be 4-4, and the way I play this, it's going to actually be 3-3. So, very unfortunate miss. It happens if you run a 90% accurate move. 1 out of 10 times, you're going to miss it. And Melodic, once again, just, oh my god, Melodic, you are, whoo, I love playing you multiple times every single season. Yay me, damn it. I actually try to draft every season so I don't have to do this. Regardless, I'm going to go into Scavalier, because I know with his Infernape, if I switch into the wrong thing, he goes into Infernape like he did. He's going to get a free kill. And I didn't want to switch into something, get poison damage on that thing, and then do the same thing as just switching into Scavalier here and letting it die. It was the same thought in my head. I get Life Orb damage on him. It's now 3-3. The momentum is now completely switched into his favor after the miss. I had all the momentum, thrown that at him. It's unfortunate. I still have a chance. I can get myself back in the game, but I gotta make a few right predictions here. So, he's going to bring in the Latios here. I'm just going to go with the Fake Out in case he wants to go for Mach Punch, trying to make a crazy prediction. Going to lose a little health. It's not that huge. I still have a good amount of health, and I'm going to switch into Granbull. Fortunate thing with the momentum switches, he gets to make a very easy prediction, which was a great play on his part. I'm going to go into Granbull. I got to go into Granbull on the Latios. If he goes for Recover here on my return, I'm just completely screwed. So he makes a really good play. He just switches into the Infernape here, and I am now forced to switch into my Landorus. I don't want to lose the Granbull. Granbull completely shuts down the Latios, and I think I kill both other Mons that switch into a Play Rough, or at least do enough where my Mega Lopunny would actually clean up and win the game. So, I gotta keep that around. I'm gonna go into my Landorus T. He's gonna be able to kill me with a Fire Blast. He hits, he kills. That's the end of Landorus. I didn't outspeed with Landorus or anything else. And Life Orb brings him, so he still has one more switch in for Stealth Rocks, which is really unfortunate. And here, I'm just going to go for a Quick Attack, because Quick Attack plus Return will kill the Latios. But it's looking like, because he has one more hit with the Infernape, which is really good the way he preserved it, I don't have much of a chance. If the Gardevoir isn't Scarfed, I still have a chance. But if it is Scarfed, which I'm pretty confident with, this might be the end of the game. So I'm just going to go over the return. It will be able to take out the Latios from there. Thank God I was able to run Adamant this week. That was very, very nice. And now it's 2v2. He's going to be able to bring in the Gardevoir. The way he brings it in, it confirms that he is Scarfed. And I think the number one way for me to win is if I had just gone for quick attack, let this guy go down, then gone into Granbull to try to take out the Gardevoir. I wouldn't have gotten O-Code, and then hopefully whatever move he had on the Infernape wouldn't have killed me. But at this point, I'm just going to think that I'm going to play as my best way to win is he doesn't have Scarf Gardevoir. This way, I'll still lose 1-0 if anything else. I have a small chance to win no matter what. As you see, Moonblast still does a ton, and then with Poison, I'm going to be low. I don't think Infernape had any move that wouldn't have been able to kill me. No, he definitely would have been able to kill me. I think Grass Knot would have been able to kill me. So this way, I do lose the Granbull, but I know he will not be risky enough to keep the Gardevoir in at this point on my Mega Lopunny, because Fake Out plus a Quick Attack might be able to kill him. He is just going to go into the Infernape. I'm going to be able to kill, and the only way I can win at this point is if he's not Scarfed. And it actually just gone for the return there, because if he had stayed in, you know, and he wasn't Scarfed, I might have just been able to win. I didn't have enough Poison, and I knew he wasn't going to stay in regardless. So rather than just wasting a turn with Fake Out, I decided to go for the return. I didn't think it really mattered either way. Gonna bring in the Gardevoir. I won't be able to kill even with a crit with a Quick Attack, so just gonna go for the return. If not Scarfed, I win. If he is Scarfed, he wins. And he is going to be Scarfed. Really good planning on his part. And that is going to be an incredible game. A GG from me. It's always a pleasure to play George. And I'm really happy it turned out to be a 1-0 game. You know, if every one of my games turned out to be 1-0 in whoever's favor, I'd be really happy. I had a lot of fun playing it. And definitely go check out George's side. You got to go see or hear his commentary, see what sets he brought and why. George is a great battler. And unfortunately, we followed a 1-1. You know, I don't want to talk about the miss and the crit too much, but I feel like it's sad. I wanted to see how the game would have played out without the miss. If you don't want to miss, you don't go for a not 100 accurate move. So that's, at the end of the day, that is on me. So a little sad that happened, and that's where I lost a little momentum, but George, he made a lot of really good plays, and he probably made more good plays compared to mine, and he really brought himself back into the game when he seemed like he was down, got the win, and I just, for some reason, I'm making too many arm motions hit the desk. Regardless, I'm excited to play him next week, and next time, or not next week, farther into the season. And next week, I am very excited for it. You know, I feel like I showed that I do have the potential to beat anyone in this league. You know, I don't know if I need to prove that every season, but I always feel like there's a chip on my shoulder. I want to show that I think as good as anyone here, I can beat anyone. I felt like I got as close as you can possibly get to beating George there without actually beating him. Next time, hopefully, we'll cross that hump. We'll get the win. And next week is a big week. It's almost a must-win at this season. We're going against Mono, another division opponent, going down 0-2 in the division, and having two people in the division being 2-1, potentially 2-1 and 3-0 above me. That's a hole that's going to be difficult to climb out of already. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are excited for next week. But until then, guys, base.